Buddy, don't do it. Don't do it. Stay back there. Stay back there. Come on. Don't do it. You're not that guy, dude. You're not that guy. How's it going, everybody? PigBay here, PB for short, and today we have the Black Haunghe. Probably butchered that. Oh well. Now, we haven't had a black version of a premium ship in a while. I honestly forget the last one. I honestly think it was Black Texas. So I know the Texas has a black variant, and then the Kamikaze, I think it's called, also has the black variant as well. Actually, I just double checked, and I think it was the Graf Zeppelin got a black version, and that was the last one we received. So now we're gonna get the Black Haunghe. Now, what differs from the regular one? Instead of sonar, you're gonna get radar. Instead of smoke, you're gonna get fuel smoke. And then instead of the torpedo reload, you're gonna get that defensive fire alert 1. Now, the best change I would say is getting that radar. You get 2 charges of it, which is very useful, especially since this thing's not bad at hunting DDs. Especially with AP, you do pretty damn good damage to it. Now, the fuel smoke, you could look to it as a downgrade, but it's not that bad. By far, the worst smoke we have in the game is exhaust smoke. Fuel smoke has its own uses, even though it doesn't last as long as regular smoke. Now, I would say the biggest detriment to going for the Black Haunghe instead of the regular one is you lose your torpedo reload booster. Now, you're getting defensive fire alert, but honestly, this is tier 6. You're not shooting anything down. It's not happening. Now, without that torpedo reload booster, there's not as much of a threat for battleships not to push into you. Whereas before, a battleship should know not to push a Haunghe because they're going to have possibly 6 torpedoes, flip around, send another 3. That's still a lot of torpedoes coming your way. And it's tier 6, there's not that much health going around. Now let's talk about the guns. Earlier we said the AP is really good at killing DDs. I mean, full penning them for like about 580. The reload, you got a 6-second base reload. Of the reload mod, you can bump that down to like 5.7. Not really worth it, in my opinion. But now for the HE, it's not bad at all. You got about a 6% fire chance with a 6-second reload. I'm not saying this thing fires super quick, but it's not like super long either. Possibly the only negative I have for the turrets or the guns in general is the kind of slow, sluggish turrets. That's why I'm running main battery traverse speed in slot 1, just to kind of like boost that up a little bit, because I do find myself knife fighting DDs a lot because this thing does maneuver quite well. Now, not including the ship skills, but the actual stats, it is better, very marginally better than the regular Haunghe. It goes to full speed quicker, it accelerates quicker, and then the other thing is that it's slightly stealthier. Like, we're talking 0.06, which, hey, is not really that much of a change, but I mean, better is still just a little bit better. I don't know how the ship's coming out, so if you have the regular Haunghe, you know it's not that much of a change, besides the radar for the sonar. But though the concealment is kind of nice, you're sitting about a 6.45 kilometer detection range, even lower if you're running that refined coal, which is kind of what I recommend you do. That's just my personal preference. Even with that concealment, this ship still can't stealth torp. Sitting about a 6.24 kilometer range on the torpedoes with a 45-second reload, and the damage is kind of nice too. Sadly, you only get 3 per side, which is where I think the Haunghe regular premium kind of shines, is because you can launch 6 from one side and then flip around and launch another 3. Now, if it comes out in like a token event or something like that, and it's reasonable, you know what I mean, you don't have to spend a crap ton of money to get this, and you don't have the regular version of this boat, this might be a good pickup. Also, before I forget, one thing to note is that this thing does not like battleship caliber shells, or even some of the cruisers with the 203s. So I find more success playing in a kiting position. Yeah, you definitely want to use the rudder and propulsion to your advantage to help throw off some of the shells, because this thing does not like damage. Or, sorry, this thing does not like eating damage. And I think the worst is battleship sap. Those Italian battleships definitely hurt. Now onto the match. I'm sitting here reversing towards the Mackinson, so he can't really get a good shot at me. I'm hoping he's thinking I'm going forward and will overshoot me while I try to get shots on the DeGrasse because he is low. Now unfortunately, the DeGrasse has sailed out of my range and I cannot engage him anymore. Wisely done. He definitely bugged out when he needed to bug out. So now we're going to try to light some fires on this Mackinson. Lucky for me that this guy is busy shooting at the other ships. I'm completely fine with that. He probably should have shot at me because I'm the closest target and he could probably get more accurate shots onto me. The Kotovsky's deciding to push into me, so I'm going to go ahead and load the AP and try to get as much full pens as I possibly can, you know, while aiming at the proper places, superstructure, bow, things like that. I launched preemptive torps in hopes that he would turn, but instead he turns the other way and is still pushing. I'm going to go ahead and use this island to my advantage and try to block some shots. Now we've done a good amount of damage, especially with the armor piercing on his bow, hitting him for 500 apiece. You know, we had some semi-pens and stuff like that, but definitely a good amount of damage. Now I'm using my torpedo indicator to kind of look at where he's going, and I'm thinking about launching some torps that way, but then I see he is going for the maneuver to the other side. So I don't even waste my time firing torps. Instead, I go ahead and aim them at the other side and launch that way. Unfortunately, I aim at this DeGrasse hoping to get a nice sweet double kill, or double strike to be exact, and he survives with 2 health. So we're going to have to deal with him on the next salvo. Now knocking out those 2 cruisers kind of seals the deal, and this match is pretty much done. Now for equipment and supplies, I'm going to go ahead and throw it on screen and show you what I'm rocking. We talked about the traverse in slot 1, but I'm also going propulsion in slot 2, and then concealment in slot 3. That's kind of my go-to cruiser build or light cruiser build. And the reason I value that concealment so heavily is because it allows DDs to get further into my threat zone. The closer they get to me and then detect me, the longer it's going to take for them to get out of my gun range. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. We ended on 59,000 damage, 3 kills, and almost a double strike. It should have been 1. I'm a little butthurt. Oh well. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.